Hey, welcome to the 30-26 breakdown. I am Jon Lee, and today I want to talk about Dominick Cruz and how he dissects his opponents with razor-sharp trash talk. I mean, he just reads these guys to filth. Like, I would seriously just not say anything. I would do a silent training camp leading up to fighting Dominick Cruz because you're not going to win. They should honestly break out those Nike commercials they made for Kevin Durant where they were like, KD is not nice, and do those with Dominick Cruz because Dominick Cruz is not nice. Let's look at some specific word-for-word examples here. I attack the things and admit the things that I need to fix. He makes excuses for the things he's not good at and needs to fix. Every 8 losses that he has, the times he's been knocked out, he's trying to hold his thumb up like he wasn't knocked out or has some excuse for why he lost. Dominick Cruz on Uriah Faber leading up to UFC 199. I think you're scared to talk because you don't want to say what you're going to do because you're scared to eat your words. TJ Dillashaw, okay man, I don't need to. Cruz, I'll do it right here. I'm going to beat you because I'm better than you. TJ, I already told you I'm going to knock your ass out. Cruz, how? TJ, don't worry about it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to knock you out. Cruz while shrugging, you're going to knock me out. That's how you're going to beat me? No one even hits me. TJ, you're going to get hit. Cruz, how are you going to hit me? TJ, you got some holes in your game, man. Cruz, that's all you got to say? You got no reasoning. Dominick Cruz and TJ Dillashaw on UFC Counterpunch. Cruz, your faith is lost, bro. I'm going to take it away. When you're in there missing, you're going to have nothing for me, buddy. Cody Garbrandt, you live in a fairy tale. Cruz, who's counting on faith to get through a 5-round fight that's never been 5 rounds before? Cruz and Garbrandt on Fox on UFC 22. I mean, ouch. Beyond just selling fights, Cruz's trash talk, much like Conor McGregor's, serves a different purpose: to create doubt in his opponent's mind leading up to the fight. Dominick Cruz no longer just fights you in the cage. He fights you before the fight in the media. He fights you on social media, in interviews, backstage at shows, even on your girlfriend's Instagram. And this added level of mental warfare, much like Conor McGregor enraged Jose Aldo into being uncharacteristically aggressive, allows Cruz to start to plant seeds in his opponent's mind. With Faber, he was planting the seeds that Faber was going to look for an excuse. He was giving him his excuse beforehand, basically saying, it's okay, Faber, you don't have to win this because if you lose, you can just make an excuse, right? Which I believe with Faber, who's a super confidence-related fighter, that made a chink in the armor. With Dillashaw, it was planting the seed that he was dumb and that he was going to, not be able to outthink him in there, which totally came true. Dillashaw ended up getting mad and was swinging recklessly. Like, if Dillashaw throws low kicks instead of missing all those high kicks he was spamming, he probably wins that fight. But Cruz had made him mad, very similar to how Aldo got mad at McGregor and ran into that left hand. And Dillashaw just really wanted to hit Cruz, and he kept thinking, like, what the fuck, with a lot of these guys, it's an ego thing because Cruz's superpower is not getting hit, right? So Cruz basically messes with these guys' ego because they think, like, especially a guy like Dillashaw who's so accurate, like he had like accuracy and landing records before, like even on that counterpunch, he was quoting his stats, like I land more than you, blah, 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 blah. So for Dillashaw, it was like such a blow to his ego that he couldn't hit Cruz in the head that he like took it as a personal challenge and he just kept trying to do it even though he was failing. And with Garbrandt, it's undermining his confidence, right? Cody just thinks he's going to run through Cruz, and Cruz is just like, based on what? And that's really the pattern. Like, the thing that makes Cruz so amazing is that he dissects these opponents' ideas with like clinical precision. It's like he'll ask how, and then he'll say, how's that going to work? You're going to hit me? No one hits me. You're going to knock me out. Okay. How are you going to knock me out? And none of these guys have a plan, or they don't want to share their plan. And it basically forces them into a corner. It's like an amazing double bind because either you're going to sit there and map out your strategy, at which point you're giving him information he wants, or he's going to make you look stupid. So it's really brilliant. Dominick Cruz used the time off due to injuries to reinvent himself as some sort of final level video game boss. I don't think anyone has ever looked at their game both inside, outside of the cage, as an analyst, as a fighter, as a speaker, and as a salesman, and decided to make the changes wholesale that he's made to really become the best talker in the sport. I think he's the best analyst, and he's also the best at trash talking, because Conor McGregor, as great as he is, you can tell Conor spends time either by himself or with his group of guys writing things down. Chael used to copy old wrestling promos. Cruz is going off the cuff. These are not written down lines. He uses the pattern of asking guys how they're going to beat him, but then he uses that to just make fun of them and make them look stupid. So it's really brilliant. You can't just beat Dominick Cruz in the cage anymore. You have to stand up to him verbally. You have to not melt down emotionally like Cody Garbrandt just did on Fox, where they had to bleep the whole thing. You have to roll with what he says so you're not defensive like Uriah Faber. And you have to answer a million questions as he plants seeds about your concussions or your accuracy or whatever. And the whole time, Dominick Cruz never gets emotional. He just smirks his little Eddie Munster smile, never raises his voice, and just kills you verbally. What a treasure, this man.